continue from the very point where we stopped. Of course, for the meantime now, we have been looking at fraction. All right. Now, in our previous tutorial class, we looked at simple fraction, compound fraction. But in today's class, we are going to be looking at complex fraction. Guys, if today is your first time you see our content, please, you can go back and look for other aspects of fractions that we have treated before this very tutorial class. Right now, like we have it in compound fraction, I explained that you express a compound fraction or simplify a compound fraction to arrive at what a simple fraction. And we said that a simple fraction is a fraction that has one numerator to one denominator, right? Yes. Now, in today's class, we are still going to be examining the concept of what complex fraction. And like I explained in our previous tutorials, I made us to understand that in complex fraction, there is a particular theorem that is being adopted, and this theorem is called the rule of BODMAS. And I made it clear in that class, we call it BODMAS. BODMAS. I will say that this BODMAS is an acronym of words. It's an acronym. And now, what does B stands for something, O stands for something, and others represent a particular information. Now, what are these information? We said that bracket B means brackets, O means order or of, D means division, then M means multiplication, then A means addition, and finally S stands for what? Subtraction. These are the theorems that we are going to be examining now. So BODMAS is defined as bracket of division, multiplication, and addition. What does this mean? It means that anytime you are given a complex fraction that contains any of these parameters, you need to treat them accordingly. You need to treat the bracket first before you treat the of, if there is any. Then now division, if there is any. Come to multiplication, if there is any. Come to addition, there is any. Then finally subtraction. This is the principle that we are going to be using here. Of course, you may not have a question where all these symbols are present. Now, this is bracket. Example of bracket is this is a bracket. So what it means is that everything inside the bracket must first be resolved before you move to of. And of is another word for multiplication or times. Are you there, guys? Then division, we know that this is the symbol for division. Then finally, so also we have that multiplication is of this symbol. Then addition is plus sign and subtraction is minus sign. Now these are the basic signs. This is a bracket. So all the elements inside the bracket first must be resolved before you can consider of, consider division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. And understand that inside the bracket, we have fractions that can also be connected with any of these signs that is there. Now, guys, let's head on to the board and start solving problems on complex fraction. Guys, get it clear? In this aspect of fraction, we are going to be solving a minimum of 10 questions. Yes, minimum of 10 questions. But these 10 questions are going to be divided into different videos. All right, I'm going to segment this teaching into different videos. All right, so when you are done watching this, maybe in per video, we may be solving three questions per video or two questions per videos as the case may be. But ensure that you do not skip any part of this video as you are watching it, so that you will be able to take advantage of the mysteries that we will be exploring in this tutorial class. Head on to the board as we begin to solve. Now, very quickly, we have problems and solutions on the board, and now we are asked to simplify 2 whole number 1 over 6 plus open bracket 3 whole number 3 over 5 divided by 1 whole number 1 over 8. Guys, what we have here now are mixed fraction of, right? So the first thing you do as usual is to put down your solution, then you repeat the question that you were given. All right? So we have 3 whole number 3 over 5 divided by 1 whole number 1 over 8. Guys, the next thing we do here is to convert this mixed fraction into improper fractions. Are you there? So, to convert this to improper fractions, what do? We simply say 6 times the whole number, which is 6 times 2, which will give us 8 then plus the numerator 1, which will give us what? 13. So 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 1, we have 13 over 6. Then plus, open bracket, 5 times 3, guys, we will have 15. And 15 plus 3, that would have given us 18 all over 5. Divided by, to convert this mixed fraction to an improper fraction, what do? We say 8 times the whole number, which is 8 times 1, which is 8 then plus 1. That would have given us 9 all over 8. Guys, this is it. Then the next thing we are really going to do is to start using this law of BODMAS, where we will be considering only the bracket first. So in this case now, we are going to first resolve the items or the terms that we have inside the bracket. This is all about BODMAS, alright? So we don't have to use plus first. We have to first of all clear off this bracket. How do we clear off the bracket? We first of all simplify those things that are enclosed by the bracket. Are we there? Now, what do we do now? Then we have 13 over 6 plus. Now, understand that inside the bracket, we have two fractions. And these two fractions are basically connected with what? With the division sign. And what do? When you have divisions in between two fractions, of course, we know that we use the law of inversion, right? Yes. We quickly use the law of inversion, whereby we have 18 over 5 times. In fact, the law of inversion says that you change division sign to multiplication and then invert the fraction that comes immediately after the what? The sign you change. And therefore, I'm going to make the denominator here the numerator, while the numerator here becomes the denominator. This is what the law of inversion is all about. And like I explained in our previous class, I made it clear that there are multiple ways you can multiply out fractions. But it is good that you use the diagonal what? Division, right? So we have that this is 18 diagonal towards 9, and 18 and 9 has something in common. 9 is a factor of 18, therefore 9 into itself is 1, and 9 into 18 would have given us 2, guys. Then 5 and 8 has nothing in common. So what do? We simply have this as 13 over 6 plus, guys, what do we do now? Next is to say this 2 times 8. 2 times 8, guys, we are going to have 16 all over 5 times 1, we are going to have 5. Guys, we have successfully removed the bracket. So this is BODMAS. We have dealt with the bracket and with respect to what? Division. Now the next thing that we have here, or the only sign that we have here now, is addition. And what do when you have two fractions that are separated or connected with addition sign? You simplify the LCM of their denominators, right? So exactly what we are going to do now, we will find the LCM of 6 and 5. Guys, the LCM of 6 and 5 is 30. Then you put down your division sign. Then the next thing you do is to say 30, which is the new LCM, divided by the first LCM here, 6. So 30 divided by 6, guys, we are going to have 5. Then we are simply going to say this 5 we just have multiplied by 113, which is the numerator to that denominator we just used. Are we there? So we are going to have 5 times 30 plus. Now we come again, want to get the new numerator here, so we are still going to put down the new denominator divided by the second old denominator, which is 5. And when we divide this, we are going to have 6. So now we are going to now multiply 16 by 6. It's as simple as this, guys. Now the next thing we quickly do is to what? Multiply out this fraction. How do we multiply out 5 times 13? If you cannot get it, like I said, you can always be with your calculator anytime you are watching this video so that you can always confirm our computation. Are you there? Yes. So 5 times 3 is 15. Put down 5, carry 1. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 you carry now will be 6. So you now have 65. Then plus 6 times 6 will give us 36. Put down 6, carry 3. 6 times 1. We are going to have 6. And plus 3, we are going to have 96. All over 30. Then finally at this point, what do? The next thing we are quickly going to do now is to what? Add 96 towards 65. 6 plus 5 is 1. And is 11. Put that 1. 6 plus 5 is 11. Put that 1. Carry 1. Then 9 plus 6 is 50 plus the 1 you carry. You have 16. So you have 161 over 30. The next thing you do, guys, is to quickly check whether 161 and 30 have something in common. If they have something in common, then you can divide both the numerator and the denominator by that common factor. But as we have it now, 30 and 161 do not have anything in common. So what do we simply do? We now find the number of times 30 can go into 161 because this is an improper fraction and we cannot leave our answer like this. So now 30 will go into 161 5 times. Yes, 30 times 5 is 150. So put that 5. So now remove 150 from 161, then you are going to have 11 over 30. This is the answer to this very question on the board. You see how simple it is. Please, if you still do not understand, pause the video or replay the video. You can go back and watch it over and over again till you acquaint yourself with the step-by-step principles that we employ. And number 2 here, we are also asked to simplify 5 over 9. Alright, guys, yes, we are asked to simplify 5 over 9 divided by open bracket 1 whole number 3 over 8 minus 1 whole number 1 over 3. Guys, is as simple as ABC. Here is a composite what? Fraction, where we have a combination of division, subtraction, and bracket. 3 of these are present here, right? So first is to start from bracket. Next is to look at what? The division. Are we there? Now, we have this as our solution. This is 5 over 9 divided by 1 whole number 3 over 8 minus 1 whole number 1 over 3. Now we know that we are going to be using the law of BODMAS. BODMAS, yes. We are going to be using BODMAS. So now in this question, we have brackets, we have addition, and we have division. These are the 3 signs that we have here, right? So first is to deal with the bracket. And how do you deal with the bracket? You resolve the fraction that is within the confine of the bracket. And to resolve that now, those fractions inside the bracket are connected with what? A subtraction sign, right? Yes, so we are going to have this as 5 over 9. We are going to have this as 5 over 9 divided by, convert this to what? An improper fraction. So 8 times 1, guys, is 8. And 8 plus 3, we are going to have 11 over 8. Then minus 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1. We are going to have 4 over 3. So the next thing we do is to what? Find the LCM, because we are dealing with the component within the bracket. First, we must first of all clear up the fraction before you can use any other thing. So we are dealing with this bracket. Now, how do we solve the components or the terms inside the bracket? We know that these fractions are connected with what? A negative sign. And anytime fractions are connected with what? Negative sign, all you simply do is to find the LCM of their denominators, right? Now, the LCM of 8 and 3, guys, is 24. So we are going to have this as 5 over 9 divided by 24. This is our new denominator, guys. Now, how do we now find the new numerator? We simply divide the new denominator, which is 24, by the first old denominator. So when we divide 24 by 8, guys, we are going to have 3. And what do we do with this 3? We use this 3 to multiply the existing numerator of this denominator 8. So we are going to have 3 times 11, then minus. Then the next thing we do is to also put down our new denominator divided by the second old denominator, which happens to be 3, and outcome we are giving us 8. So what do we do with this 8? We are going to use this 8 to multiply the numerator of that word denominator 3. And we are going to have 8 times 4. Now guys, we are good to go. The next thing we quickly do, having gotten a common denominator, we then have 5 over 9 divided by open bracket 11 times 3 is 33 and 8 times 4 is 32. Guys, hope you are following up with this class. Then the next thing we do, guys, is to what? Remove 32 from 33, and 33 minus 32 is 1. Then we are going to have 5 over 9 divided by what? 1 over 24. It's as simple as this. So you see, at this point now, we only have one what? Operational sign, which is division. And when you have division in between two fractions, you know what to do. You quickly introduce multiplication and invert the fraction that comes immediately after the sign you change. Therefore, we are going to have this as 5 over 9 times, using the law of inversion, we change division to multiplication, and therefore what? swap the fraction. So the denominator becomes numerator and the numerator becomes denominator. This is all about this. So the next thing we simply do is to what? Go through what? Diagonal division. You know, we now have multiplication in between two fractions. So we check what is common between 9 and 24. Guys, 3 is the common factor that can go into 9 and also go into 24. Therefore, we say 3 into 9, we have 3. 3 into what? 24, we are going to have 8. So the next thing we quickly do now is at the numerator, we are going to have 5 times 8, and at the denominator, we are going to have 3 times 1. Guys, what do we do next? 5 times 3, sorry, guys, 5 times 8 is 40. All over 3 times 1 is 3. Of course, 3 is not a factor of 40. So what do? We simply find the number of times 3 can go into 40 and then put down the remainder. So now 3 can go into 40 in how many times? In what? 30 times. 3 times 13 is 39. Alright, so we now put down, it becomes 30 whole number. Then 13 times 3 is 39. When you remove 39 from the numerator here, you will get the new numerator, which happens to be 1. That's the remainder all over 3. This is the answer to this very question. Guys, if you have not understand what we have done so far, please pause the video, wind it back, replay the video over and over again until you acquaint yourself with the principles that were what deployed here. Now, let's head on to the next page of our board and look at question number 3. Okay, guys. Now, in this question number 3, we are asked to quickly simplify, open bracket, 2 whole number, 1 over 3 plus 3 whole number, 13 over 15, then divided by what? 6 whole number, 1 over 5. Guys, this is very simple. Now, what do we do? The same thing we have been doing is what we are going to repeat here. This is solution. We have 2 whole number, 1 over 3 plus 3 whole number, 13 over 15, then divided by 6 whole number, 1 over 5. This is what we have. And what do we do with this? The first we do is to what? Convert all those mixed fractions, all the mixed fractions to an improper fraction, right? Now, how do we convert them to improper fractions? We are going to have 3 times 2, which will give us 6 plus 1. That will give us 7 over 3. Then plus this, we are going to have 15 times 3, which will give us 45. And 45 plus 13, we are going to have 58. This will have given us 58 over 15 in brackets. Then divided by fraction. So we're going to have 6 times 5, which will give us 30. And 30 plus 1 will have given us 31 over 5. Guys, the next thing we quickly do is to use the law of BODMAS. And in this case, the BODMAS that we have brackets, we have division, and we have addition. These are the components that we have in this question. And you know that the bracket and addition, they go together. We are going to start our solving from the bracket, right? And now, examining the concept of the bracket, we are going to see what is the connection between the fractions inside the bracket. Guys, the fractions that are enclosed by the bracket are connected with addition sign. And you know that anytime 2 fractions are connected with additional sign, all you need to do is to simplify the LCM of their denominator to have a common denominator. Then the LCM 3 and 15 is 15. So we put down 15, then create our division sign. Now to get the new numerator, all we simply do is to say 15 which is the new denominator, divided by the first old denominator, which happens to be 3. And this is going to give us 5. What do we do with this 5, guys? We are going to use this 5 to multiply the numerator that corresponds to this denominator. And that is 7. So we are going to have 5. Now, we are going to have 5 times 7. Then plus, the next thing we do is to also put down the new denominator divided by the second old denominator. And that happens to be 15 also. So 15 divided by 15 is 1. Then we are going to have 1 times the existing numerator there. It's as simple as this. So we have our bracket enclosed. This is 31 over 5. Guys, is this not simple? Very, very simple. This is Master Builders Academy. We are raising professional masters. We are raising masters in all professions. Right. Now let's look at this. Then the next thing we quickly do here at this point is to what? Multiply out this numerator. 5 times 7, guys, is 35. Plus 1 times 58 is 58 all over 15. Then divided by 31 over 5. Then the next thing we quickly do is to add 58 to what? 35. And when we do that, guys, we are going to have 93 over 15 divided by 31 over 5. Guys, at this point, the next thing we simply do, we are almost done. The next thing we are quickly going to do here is to what? Know the sign that connects the remaining two fractions. And what sign is there? Division. What happens when you have division in between two fractions? You see that all of these things that we are doing is just applying principles. So you need to know the sign that connects the fractions before you know what to do. Now, so the sign that connects these two fractions now is division. And what happens when you have division between two fractions? What you simply do is to change the division sign to multiplication and then invert the fraction that comes immediately after the sign you change. It's as simple as that. So it's a constant thing that we do. There is no manipulation, it's just constant. So that's why you just need to seek for the knowledge, not the number of problems solved. When you understand it, even though it is one problem we solve here on our platform, you can go out there and solve millions of problems on your own. Why? Because you know the principle, you know the foundation of that particular topic right now. So here we are going to have 93 over 15 times. Now that we introduce times, we are going to now invert the fraction. Numerator becomes denominator and denominator becomes numerator. This is it. Now, here you also know that when you have multiplication in between two fractions, guys, what do? You do what we call diagonal division. Or you can decide to multiply out the numerator and as well multiply out the denominator. Then that you must use your calculator. So for me not to use calculator here, all I just need to do is to do diagonal multiplication. How do I do that? I will check. 93 is diagonal to what? 31. And 31 is a factor of what? 93. So 31 into itself is 1. 31 into 93 or 93 divided by 31, we are going to have 3. So 3 times 31 will give us 33. Then also 5 is diagonal to 15. And what is common between them? This into this will have given us 1. 5 here will have given us 3. So guys, at the numerator, we are going to have 3 times 1. And at the denominator, we also have 3 times 1. Guys, 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 times 1 also is 3. Finally, our answer is what? 1. So 3 divided by 3. The answer to this question is 1. Guys, these fractions are very, very simple. You see, we have made it so simple for you. Alright? So all you need to do is to seek to understand the principle. And that's why you should not skip any part of this video like we always emphasize on. Alright? And as well, ensure that you always listen to our introduction class before we start something, because for any topic we are treating, we must first of all give you basic introductions, rules and regulations that you must master before you start solving problems. Not just jump into solving, understand the rules. So ensure that you always watch the very first video we always release for every new topic we are treating, because that is the foundation that will help you to gain mastery over any topic we are treating. So ensure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so, and as well hit the notification bell for you to be notified anytime we upload mind-blowing content, because of course this YouTube channel is adding values to your life. As an academician, you know that you are gaining much words here. So what you do for us, subscribe to this YouTube channel and ensure you like all our videos. It will do us a really good. And as well, you can go down to the comment section and what? Make any comment of your choice. We will respond to your comment. Please don't hesitate to share this video. Very important. It may not be helpful to you, but you have siblings, friends, family that are at the level to learn this particular thing. So the level they are, they need this thing.